confident, courageous.
Anyway, you have to sit down and ask.
My name is Obenako. Welcome. Today I want to share with you some few things that you have to do before you turn 40, especially in terms of money. Before you turn 40, people plan to retire maybe 60, 65, 70. I don't intend to retire anyway, so I just want to live my life, work all my life, and when the time is due, you go. But I really find it very difficult to understand that some people are in their 60s, 65, and they say go retirement, and yet you have presidents who are 75, 80. Something that I don't understand. And so plan your life before you hit 40, if you have not crossed 40. And some few things that if in your 20s, sometimes it seems like the 40 will never come, and you look back and you're there and you're like, how did it, where's the time, where did it go? It happens that quick, and we just have to at least once in a while pay attention. All of us, money comes to us one way or the other. We work, people give us money, we do businesses. Most of us spend a lot of money that conserving money, and that's why life will come, time will just rush into your 40s and you see that you have nothing saved anywhere. You don't have much because the money that was coming to you, you didn't pay attention to them. So one of the things that you can do is at least save money. You can't invest money that you have not saved. You cannot invest money that you have not saved. So if you can conserve money, if you can conserve some seeds, if you can save money, have some kind of regiment. Let's say I work, I'm paid 1,000. Can I save 50 cedis or 100 cedis? Can I? Somebody will say that no, it's not even up to. You can't even take care of my children and myself and everything. Yes, we understand that, but we still have to find a way, even if it's 1 cedi that you can conserve, even if it's 2 cedis that you can conserve. All of us spend on money on things that we can easily save, and I mean you can buy yogurt, you can do a lot of things that you can still live without those if you have a plan to save some money before you hit 40. So if you're 20, if you're 15, if you're 35, even if you're 39, you still have some few months before you hit 40, and so have the arrangement in your mind that I want to save some money. Some people are more interested in saving money to buy a car, saving money for the wedding, saving money to go back to school. I'm not interested in those things. I'm interested in you saving money that you use for life, to say that I've worked for 20 years, I've saved 10,000 somewhere, and then when you have saved that money, you can then plan to say, I want to invest that money in a business. I want to invest that money maybe in treasury bills, or maybe in some mutual fund somewhere. I want to invest that money to buy something that will increase in value over time. This is not about car, this is not about clothes, this is not about phone, this is not about house. This is something that you're saving to say that at least I'm targeting saving 50,000, 20,000 for the next 5 years. So I'm 5 years away from 40. I'm trying to see, can I save 10,000 somewhere? And when it is saved, then you can invest it in some instrument that will give you better returns than what the savings people will give you. It's something that seems that simple, but most people never do that. So they go into their retirement and they have nothing saved. You'll be amazed how many people are in their 60s who don't have 10,000 in anything. Not 10,000 apart from sanity. They don't have any money anywhere. So their bank then becomes their children. It's a good thing if your children are taking care of you. It's not a bad thing at all. But you have no surety in that. You can't say that how about if your children are also struggling before they pick? You need something, but they are also struggling. They finish school, they can't find a job, or they start a business. The business is not picking as they expected. It takes time for some things to work. And so you are 40 now. You think you're very strong, but so be conscious of saving money and be conscious of investing money. Even if you see, the thing about the difference between business and investing for your financial future is that business, it takes a lot of traction, takes a lot of time. You go through a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes, and one time you start to see the business, it starts to pick, it starts to do well, and now what it will take somebody 10 years, you can get that money in a year, in a few months. That's good. But all of us, even if you're employed, can think of taking care of our finances. You know, we may not be millionaires, we may not be billionaires, but at least we can have a plan to save money. That will be able to take care of us if we happen to lose the job that we have. If there is no salary coming in, there is something that we all can do. And the other day, one of our boys he said that you the money that I started to see, it made me feel like a man now. You know, it made me feel like a man. But I've decided to take a portion of his money and say that I'm going to keep this for you, and if it gets to a certain threshold, then you can put it in something different. The guy now he's talking like, every time I get up in the morning I think about it. That's the beauty about money. The moment you start to save something, you start to feel like you're now responsible. If you dissipate, if you spend all the money, it makes you feel like you're not in charge of anything. But even if you save 10 cedis, 20 cedis, 30 cedis, the skill that you're acquiring, the processes that you're going through, they make you feel like now there is something that you have under control. There's something that you have under control. So have arrangement like that. Don't just be somebody who they call spendthrift. You just spend money. Especially if you're on a job, if you're on a salary, it's very easy for you to put yourself in that kind of category. There is always something that you can readjust. There is something that you can schedule. There is something that you can always save money from. That is true. And the other thing is that, how do you multiply the income? How do you multiply the income? How do you make more than what? How do you move from one source of income to maybe another source of income? Is there something that you can do to increase the income? Maybe 1,000 is coming in. Is there something you can do to get another 100 cedis every month somewhere without cheating, without becoming a thief? Just something because something about money is that if you're saving money, if you're saving money to invest, if you're building your financial future, one thing that will always protect that which you're saving and investing is your honesty. Is your honesty. You are not thinking of having a secure financial future when you are screwing others. That one, there is no guarantee to what you're saving or what you're investing, because by all means you'll be caught, and when you're caught, everything else that you have done will be gone. Even the ones that you didn't. So you want to do it with some level of ethics, with some level of honesty, with some level of integrity. It's very key. But then you want to do it, and you have to have a plan to do this. So how do you multiply? How do you multiply it? What are some of the areas that you can save money and put the money there? That becomes another source of income. If you can go from one source of income to 2 to 3 to 4, you are building a future that you'll be proud of. And don't put yourself in a category where, because your friend is building a house, because your friend has bought a car, because your friend has changed the school of the children, they have changed where they are renting. You are renting in a place 300 Ghana cedis is decent. Your aim is to have a secure financial future. Why do you move? Because you have had salary increment. Why do you move from the 300 to 1,000? Because now you want to say that you're a big man. No, you're not a big man just because you have rented a nice place. You're a big man because now you have money invested somewhere. You have money saved. I'm spending 1,000, or I'm spending 3,000 or 10,000 on the family every month. But now we have from 30,000 invested somewhere over time. Maybe the last 10 years we have been able to put ourselves in a regiment. We have been able to discipline ourselves so that we have saved something. The peace that the family will have is that there is something that you're saving. More money comes in than money going out. Most people's pressure in this life is on money, and how it's not enough to take care of them. Where there is always a pressure, there is always a demand, and you need 10,000, but then 2,000 is coming in. There's always pressure, and there's no peace at home when the money is not enough. So you want to put yourself, and so you want to think of when you want to buy a car, when you want to build a house or buy a house, you want to make sure that you do it at a place where there's not so much pressure as to the daily things that you use at home. The rent is there. You cannot just compromise that because you want to build a house, or the school fees, or when one of the children is sick, or even when you are not feeling well, or maybe your parents, your friends, things that we spend money on. But you still have to have a regiment where you're saying that I'm saving money. So before I hit 40, I would have saved some money. I'm not thinking of a house. No, I really don't care about that. But money that I've been able to save and invested in something that is bringing some level of income is key than just the house. I know most people are very interested in just a house. And so after you have built the house, what is next? So, my name is Obed Agwu. I'm talking about some of the things that you have to look at before you turn 40. Financial decisions that you have to look at before you turn 40. If you have not turned it, and even if you have turned it, you can say that before I turn 50, before I turn 60, before I turn 70, 75, or 80, whatever it is. If the finances are not in good shape, you know it. Nobody has to tell you. If the thing is not working, you know it's not working. And most of us, it's not so much because we're not paying attention. That's the point. The thing was very far from us, especially the men. We always trying to look for some magic, some big business, some bulk money. So the little things most men will not respect. The women can respect that, but the men, they don't really care. They think that one day they'll be a millionaire without any plan. They'll just be a millionaire. They'll get a big contract and maybe. But the surest way is the plan you have, that you're doing it every month, every week, every year. The structure that you have, the plan that you have, the system that you have developed. That one is shorty. That one is sure. It's certain. The other one that you're hoping for a miracle, you're hoping for a big contract from your friend who is a minister of state or some big man somewhere is trying to help you to build a business. That one, it's good. But no, you don't put your future, the future of your finances on that. That's something that you're trying. So save money. There is always something that you can save. There's always, even if it's 1 cedi that you can save, even if it's 2 cedi that you can save, even if it's 100 Ghana that you can save. Always respect the money that you have saved. Respect that, because it proves that you have some level of discipline. You're better off than the guy who's always using the money to chop kalawale all the time. You don't have enough, but you're always having fun. You're always going for kebab, chinchinka all the time, or you're always going for party. You're always going for wedding ceremonies, funeral. All your friends, they are chillers. They're always chilling, going for pool party, every football match. And you are 25, you are 30, and you have no financial plan, no savings plan, no investment plan. You're just hoping that things will just no. The money comes to you. The money that comes to you, make sure that you hold it. You save it. Some of you're always giving money to church and charity every time, and you have no savings plan. You have no investment plan. You're just hoping that God will take care of you. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to have your plan. You have to have a financial plan. If not for yourself, for your children. If not for yourself, for your family. If not for yourself, at least for something that will help another person. But have a plan. Have a plan. So before you turn 40, it's critical that you have a plan. You have a diligent plan that you're following. Save money. You can't invest money that you have not saved. And once the money gets to a certain level, you move it into an instrument, into a business, into something that can give you better returns. And then you look at, how do I multiply the sources of money that I have? If you're a business person, you're looking at, okay, how do I open more businesses? How do I add more shops? How do I get more outlets? How do I grow the income, the sales? How do I grow the revenue? The other thing is that you are looking at, before I buy a car or I buy a house, I think through where most people put a lot of pressure on themselves just because they want to buy a house, they want to build a house. So they crash everything. And then you see that before they see it, they have locked the money of the business into that house, into purchasing that land, and everything else is gone because they were in haste. They were looking at their friends. Their friends are moving. You really don't need to look at anybody. If you have money invested, you really don't care what people think because you know how you're managing your money. So I want to say thank you very much